Jim Norton.
Oh, thank you. That's so nice. That always humiliates me. Like, whenever I hear credits, I get so embarrassed. Like, when comedians bring me on, I don't want credits. I'm going to say, your next act is a regular here, because I just get so embarrassed by credits.
Because you're embarrassed of the work, or?
Well, I hadn't actually thought of that angle, but now, yes, that too.
Well, you were just telling me before we came up here about the movie that you and Patrice were in that you still haven't seen.
Yeah, it's called Furry Vengeance.
Yeah. There he is. Big fan. There's your fan.
Yeah, supposedly they said it was really well acted and the talking animals were great. But Patrice was so miserable that we shot that in Massachusetts, and he was so unhappy that weekend. And boy, did he make everyone else around him unhappy. I was so pissed at him. I'm like, dude, shut the fuck up! You're gonna get us fired. You know? Okay, we have the same manager, the director. The first time we met the director, I don't even remember what the guy's name was, but we sit in this kitchen, like the set kitchen. And Patrice was just being so rude to the guy. I felt really, because that guy's not what he dreamt of as a director either. To someday, you know, he's watched Dr. Strangelove. That's what I'm going to do. And now he's fucking directing, you know, Brendan Fraser in a talking squirrel film. And Patrice was just, like that sound he would make when he was displeased. And that was a really, it was fun. I'm glad we did it. You know? But I think he wasn't well at the time.
No, and then that ended up killing him.
Yeah, it did catch up with him. You know, part of me, even though I loved Patrice, I hope that shitty movie is the last thing he thought of.
I like that you put in, even though I love Patrice. But that is always the relationship that you've had with your friends, that if we didn't know that you liked each other, we would have thought that you all hated each other.
Yeah, that's how it's very harsh. There's something about it. It's like people who like you know, people who roughhouse. You know, like comedians don't physically roughhouse, but we're just mean to each other. You know, shut up. You know, like true disgust. But there's a love with it, and when you behave that way with someone who's not like one of the acts that especially the Comedy Cellar. You know, you forget how harsh that seems to be.
Oh, yeah. Everybody that comes in from California really gets their feelings hurt.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's terrible. We used to take each other to Hack Court. Did I tell you that last time? No. Years ago? We'd stand outside the Boston Comedy Club down the street. It would be Keith Robinson, myself, Patrice, fucking Bobby Kelly, Kevin Hart, and we would just stand around and all we would do is talk about each other's bits that we thought stunk. And like you would have to defend your bit in front of the other 5 comics, and you were in Hack Court, and nobody wanted to admit their bit stunk. So you'd fight for your bit, and once in a while you'd have to drop one if the other comedians agreed you stink and you're a fucking hack for doing that shit. But it makes you better. You know, I remember I was on stage doing some awful joke, and Colin Quinn happened to be walking through, and as I'm doing the punchline, he went, "Good one, lazy."
So, Kevin Hart, whatever happened to that poor son of a bitch? Is he still there?
You know, it's funny. Like, yeah, he's doing 2 arenas a night, but is he happy?
Seems it.
Yeah, he sure does. And Kevin has a giant cock, too. That's the worst. He does. He's notorious. Him and Artie Fuqua had the biggest dicks in stand-up comedy. Artie you could see because he's 6'11", but fucking Kevin Hart has a giant dick, so I figured I would just add to his resume.
Yeah, we're always breaking news stories here on Unmasked.
Absolutely. Patrice was cranky and Kevin's hung. Wow.
That's so fun. By the way, I want to bring this up because our friend Jim Norton here, Esquire magazine just said that you're at the peak. You're at your creative peak.
Yes. I did. I read that. I read that miserable. And if they would have found me hanging by the neck, they would have seen that article open on my laptop. Not that I'm doing okay. Because my relative comparison, you know, it's weird in our business. You know what I mean? It's if you're in radio, you're like, well, fucking look what Stern has done. Or if you're a stand-up comic, it's like, well, look at Kevin, or even Amy and Louie and all these people who are legitimately funny. Like, you can't even hate the business when you see people like that succeeding, or Bill Burr, you know, because they're like funny people and they kill on stage. So you see that, you're like, fuck, man, I'm a complete failure. but it's not rational. It's just it's like a lawyer who's doing really well, looking at F. Lee Bailey and going, I stink. Maybe you do compared to him, but compared to other lawyers,
I think it's kind of rational. I think you're right when you're comparing. Amy's doing what, an arena tour now, right?
She is doing an arena tour, yeah.
And you're doing the biggest tour. Am I right? This is your biggest headlining tour?
No, it's the biggest one I've done in a long time. But I've done bigger rooms years ago. 13, 12 years ago, I did the Tower Theater in Philly. And I did the Orpheum in Boston. But then I went into clubs because I would shoot a special I kind of wanted to do once a year for the last few years.
Yeah.
But so clubs, you can bang out the material, but it was like I couldn't do the clubs anymore. It's just the money's not as good, and I'm like, it fucking stinks. I'd rather just, me and Club Soda Kenny are on the road, and that's always uplifting. The ticket counts aren't good. I know. Even good news sounds sad from him. Looks like you hit bonus. Oh, I should be killed. Oh, that's good.
But you go everywhere with Kenny, right?
I do, yeah. Kenny, I mean, it's draining for him, too, he toured, he was with Dice for so many years. I mean, and also he's a fucking cop, so he had this exciting life at one point where, you know what I mean? He's almost a lieutenant in the police force. He's carrying a gun. He's on a bus with Dice, on a jet with, doing arenas.
Right.
And now, he's in Jacksonville. They should do a documentary about Kenny and, how fucking far his life has gone. And I think the documentary's about me, but it's really about how shitty things are for him that he's stuck with me.
But he's never in a bad mood, Kenny, right? He's always seems like he's up about stuff.
It's hard to tell. It's like trying to figure out if a piranha likes your joke. My remark about Kenny, my line about Kenny, I felt it was accurate. I said he had the people skills of a hornet. And he's just very blunt. Kenny's a very blunt guy, but he's not a liar. Kenny doesn't. He doesn't lie. He's not good. Sometimes you want someone who can bullshit a little bit, but that's Kenny's fatal flaw: is that he's just not a liar. He's an honest fucking guy.
Yeah, and he doesn't know how to lie. He hasn't. Yeah, he's not creative enough to pull off a lie. That's his thing. Absolute. What I see is exactly what's happening.
Yeah, he really does mirror image. Whatever thought he had, I don't want to say no filter because he there's times when he doesn't want to hear it. And he has a way of telling you, if I'm talking about my body fucking dysmorphia issues, and I'll be like, oh, my stomach, I'm fat. I mean, I don't know, should I eat something? Treat yourself. He says that, but I'm like, you think I don't know what you're doing? You're telling me to shut the fuck up and just eat. I know you don't want to hear it.
So you check with Kenny whether or not you should have food.
Yeah, I never really thought of it that way, but so I guess that's what I'm doing. I'm looking to a man with autism for sustenance.
Hey, by the way, is Milkshake on the Vice show? Is that on Dice's new show?
Oh,
is that based on Kenny or?
I hope so. I hope that Club Soda became Milkshake. If Dice is just so uncreative, he has to stay in the beverage family. Hey, I need a nickname for the black guy with one arm. Hey, ice cream float. But I don't know if it's based on Kenny. I've only seen 2 of Andrew's new show, and it's really funny.
It's great. It really is.
It's fucking great, man. I'm so happy for Dice. It's like that's him. That's the guy I dealt with for all those years. That's the guy. The little weird baby things he does. He's a funny guy to hang out with. And Kenny even told me it's great. We both from knowing him are so happy that he's doing so well.
Right. Well, he developed this. He kind of got meta and he realizes the things that he does. But before he worked on Dice, I think all those years he created the Dice character. But then he figured out that Andrew is pretty fucking nuts too.
Yeah.
And he knows how to present it. But it is that thing of because. I've heard from you and Florentine and everybody that had opened for him. He would just sometimes make you guys do shitty stuff. just for his own amusement.
Do you know what's funny? Because I'm moving soon. Nowhere in particular. I'm just going to Iowa. I think it's time to settle down and meet a farm girl and get her pregnant and then fucking kill both of us. I don't know why I had to bring the baby into it. Just want the story to hurt more when they read about it. No, it's funny. I just was packing a box yesterday. I'm getting stuff ready, and I found the cassette, Jim and Jim doing Dice. And when I first met Dice, and I have such a love for Louis Anderson. Fucking Louis Anderson is awesome.
Love him. Crazy about him.
Love him. His show, I did his show when I was out in L.A. years ago in '97, and it was a clean show in the Santa Monica Pier. Voss was doing an episode, I was doing one, Florentine. And me, Florentine, Lenny Marcus, and this guy, Rich Francesi, all stayed in one room at the Wyndham Bellage Hotel, which is now the London on Sunset. So I went over to work out my little 7-minute clean TV set. I think I had done one other TV show, Friday Night Videos. So it had to be 7 clean minutes. I'm at the Comedy Store. Maureen Tarrant, my manager at the time, got me a spot. And Dice walked in. So I was like, dude, because me and Florentine are obsessed with The Day the Laughter Died. We would always talk. And I was like, dude, I'm a comedian from the East Coast. I love you. And he was like, thanks. And he walked in the back. He was a fucking total dick. So nobody wanted to follow him. And I was supposed to go on or whatever. And I'm like, no, Dice just bumped everyone. And they're like, Frankie Pace doesn't want to go on. I'm like, I'll go on. Because the way it works at the Comedy Store is the guy who's on, he'll say to the piano player, who's next? And they'll go, Chris Rock or whoever it is, and you just bring them on. The comedian's a tag team. So I held up the payphone to Florentine. I'm like, guess who's on fucking stage? So Florentine gets to the store. Dice brings me on, a terrible intro. He's like, who's on? And they're like, Jim Norton. He goes, who? And he goes, oh, no, I know him. He's terrific. You're going to love him. After he just killed for an hour, filthy, he douches me on the intro. And did I fucking bomb. It was ugly, but it was fun to do, So I came off stage and Florentine and Andrew were talking. So we all started talking about The Day the Laughter Died, and then we started teasing Dice for how illogical these fucking jokes are. Like, what the fuck was that? It's a terrible joke. And he loved us analyzing his humor, like talking about it literally. Why would you eat a cunt in a big red chair? He just loved it. It was so silly. So he goes, you guys got to do me a favor. You got to go on stage and do this. And we did. We were like, yeah, okay. So we're in the back writing these jokes down with Dice, and then fucking he talks to the guy. The guy doesn't want to do it. The guy who runs the store. So they bring on Jim and Jim, and we go on. And they had just seen me bomb. And now I'm on with a guy who they don't know will someday be a retarded puppet on Comedy Central. They really got their money's worth. And we're just doing the Dice line, but no context, just like little things like that. Or when one filthy line, I got this colored hooker on Mermaid Avenue. Nothing. And then Florentine would do a line. All we hear in the back is stupid Dice laughing and us bombing. And afterwards, he's like, you guys are the fucking greatest. And he wound up the next day, I think, calling us at the hotel. And I think he has he's like, I'm like, hello? And he's like, it's Dice. I thought it was Voss. I really did. And he took me and Jim shopping, and we hung out with Dice for the day, and we got Slurpees. And it was really awesome. And he wound up going, hey, you got give me your number. And I might have had a cell phone then, but I had a business card with my home number. I was like, here, I just handed it. And Jim didn't have a business card. So then Dice called me to open for him. And I think just because I happened to be the one who had the card, like, a month later he called me, and that was what started so many things. So yeah, I didn't mean to tell such a long story. He would have us go on stage, and it was fun, man.
I love the idea of you being a young guy with a business card.
Yeah.
Comedian, Jim Norton.
That's exactly what it's, yeah. Yes. Giver of douche chills would have been a better. I still have, it's funny, I didn't get photos for a long time. Everybody knows what a whore I am for pictures. But, no, I know, I've kind of kept it under my hat. Once in a while, I'll tweet a special one. You know, here's dog shit. Maria Shriver stepped in. But I used to get autographs. And when I met Kinison, I got him to sign a napkin. It was really cool. I met him one time. I met Richard Pryor one time, and I got him to sign my business. I would always get guys to sign my business card because I felt like it was a personal thing for them to sign the back, but a picture would have been better.
Yeah, right. When did you get this obsession with pictures?
You know, it's funny. I think Florentine got me on it. I am a bit of an Ozzy. I'm biased for Ozzy Osbourne.
No.
Yeah, it's one of those things I've tried not to. I don't like to talk about it or keep it. And I had never met him. And we went to MTV. This guy Frank worked at MTV, and Ozzy was doing an interview. So he sneaks us in the back. And Ozzy's scent when he walks out. If you've ever been around Ozzy Osbourne, he literally is the best smelling man. He doesn't look. Ozzy looks like he's gonna smell like vomit and shit because you know who he is. He wears this British cologne and he smells fucking amazing. So he walks by us in the hallway, and I've never been that speechless, but I couldn't talk, and that smell, it was like a fucking, there's an aura to someone like that. And he went into the bathroom. I followed him into the bathroom. It was a whole fucking thing. And then he came out, and I'm like, can I have an autograph? He's like, I got to do a TV thing, man. And he walks away from me. So afterwards, we went into the back and got to actually talk to him. And I didn't know what to say. I was shaking. And he signed an autograph. And he's lovely. If you've ever met him, he's very nice to fans. And I got the autograph, and that was it. And Jim goes, get the picture. And Jim had a camera with him, and he's like, take the picture. I'm like, oh, all right. And I took a picture with Ozzy, and then I took his. And then I finally saw it. And I'm like, wow, this is really me and Ozzy. And that started fucking Florentine started the obsession with that dumb Ozzy picture.
Sure.
I could have just fist bumped him and fucking left him alone for the rest.
You'd be a healthy person today.
Oh, I'd be great. I'd probably be married, no erection difficulties. Women with vaginas only. That sent me down a really weird road. I don't know. I need a picture. I can't get one. All right. Fucking.
It's all connected for you.
It somehow is, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how. It's all just trying to, what did fucking, what did John Malkovich say? He was going to kill Clint Eastwood. He was going to kill the president in The Line of Fire.
Oh, yeah.
He said, why do you do it? He said, to punctuate the dreariness. Sometimes that's the best answer I've ever heard to why do you just do irrational shit. Why do I do certain things? Because things are just blur, and you want to just fucking punch through it. I'm not going to kill the president, but, if you're a young woman and you've got a cock, why not just, kill any self-esteem I have? That was not a gender joke. That was a size joke.
But you were so, and it's odd to say this, you were like 10 years ahead of this transgender thing.
Yeah. Or behind it, as it were. No, yeah. I was 10 years ahead publicly. I was 25 years ahead of it privately.
A friend of mine who saw one of your specials was trying to, and this is a guy who, doesn't know you, he lives down south, and he was trying to figure you out because you were doing those kind of jokes, and then your audience at the special looked more like black T-shirt.
Sure.
It wasn't a downtown audience where that should have worked. You were doing it in front of these guys that would normally be against it. How did you get over with that material?
It's funny. It's like I think that a lot of times the audience or the audience that comes to see me, they're very aggressive, typical white guys, but they're the same as I am. They're not different than me, or they're not different than other guys I know. So, I mean, they understand that. Like, how many guys look at Bailey J and go, oh, It makes you question everything you thought you knew. You know what I mean? It's like seeing a ghost. You're like, oh my God, I've been wrong. So I don't know. I think because it's honest and you know, I mean, yeah, a lot of them are like maybe they don't agree with it or they don't like it or whatever. But I think if you're okay with it, they're okay with it as a crowd. Meaning, if you don't feel, I'm not embarrassed by it, other than the way I'm, you know, as a comedian I perform it. But I don't give a. I care if they laugh. I want them to laugh, but I don't care if they approve or if they agree. That's not my job. So it's like I think if people understand that you're giving them that, they tend to relax and just enjoy what you're giving them. If they think it's funny, they laugh. You know what I mean? As opposed, I'm not trying to force them to change who they are.
Sure.
I'm not preaching about their beliefs. I don't care if they're the homophobes or racists. That's up to them.
I think, you know, there's a large majority of them that thinks that you're joking.
Yeah. Yeah. Hopes is a better word. Because, you know, who wants to throw 8 CDs down the fucking dumpster? And no, you know, I think they know. I mean, they know I'm kidding at one point. There's certain stuff, but after a while, it's like Jesus. You know, how many times can you put on a Klan hood before people go like, "All right, we get it."
Yeah. But the first time that you were open about that kind of stuff, were you nervous to take that to the stage? Or?
Yeah, I mean, in a way, yes, and in a way, no. It was almost like the stuff that always made the comedians laugh, because comedians smell out bullshit. And again, that's the beauty of being in an environment like the Cellar, is that you have to be honest on some level with each other. Or if you come in with a phony personality,
right,
where you're the type of guy that does a bit in conversation, how you doing? Oh, my wife. Oh, the fucking, you'll get iced by the other guys. Are you doing a bit? It's embarrassing to get called out for doing a bit when you're chatting. So you kind of, you know, you learn to what makes the comedians laugh is to be honest and to be truthful and self-deprecating. So very early in my career, I was doing that and confessing and talking about hookers. And then it just started to be transgender, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
In my process. But the first time I ever talked about it on stage was in 2003 in Montreal. Jeff Singer, a guy who's a booker of the festival, had a show called Confessing It. And you would talk about something you had like never said. And I had talked about that, but I don't think I ever actually said it. So I told 2 sex stories, and one of them was about a girl who I fucked with no condom.
Her or you?
Well, what's good for the goose is good for the goose, Ron. Or are we ganders? I don't even know at this point. But, yeah, no, I did it without a rubber. But I didn't know 100%. You know what I mean? I kind of suspected, but I kind of knew. You know what I mean? It was one of those things, but I fucked behind a dumpster in Jersey City. But, yeah, but I was like, I did on, and it was funny. I made it funny. You got to make it funny. You can't just... You know, no. In this day and age, nobody really gives a fuck. My fans, or people, whether the fans are just familiar with me, I don't even assume they're saying. They know I've been talking about stuff for a long time. It doesn't shock people. Anyone who is shocked by it, it's fucking silly.
Right.
Like, it's not shock. In the age of the internet or ISIS videos, or the fact that you can just look at brutal car wrecks or people burned alive, all on the same wonderful site. You know, this is nothing. So who gives a fuck? Like,
yeah.
And plus, half the people that say shit to you are lying anyway. If not to themselves, then to you. You know, it's just so it doesn't really concern me, and I think that's why a lot of the people are cool with it. You know,
yeah.
Because I think the fans have gotten a bad rap too. Like, I really do. You know, they're really aggressive and they like brutal fucking humor. And they're like, you know, I don't care if it's retarded people or burn victims. They'll laugh at any type of a joke if it's funny. But people think they're these asshole barbarians, and that's just not the truth. Because they might have turned on me for other stuff, but they didn't turn on me for that.
Right. So what other stuff did they turn on you for?
Probably the fact that I swallow. I think that's what I'm kidding. I'm joking.
Always joking about that.
Always kidding. No, I mean, when they got mad at me for not leaving with Anthony, like that type of stuff. There were not all the fans, but there were a lot of people that got very pissed off at that. So that type of stuff maybe. Or stuff I've said about, a lot of people got really mad at me because of the stance I took when I said I'm glad the NSA is spying on people, because I think they mistook why I said that.
Right.
Maybe I didn't make it clear enough. Might have been my fault. So whatever. They turn on you for certain things.
But that's the difference between doing radio and stand-up, is that when you do radio, you're talking about a lot more things than just your act. When you have an act, you can sit, you can work it out. But when you're doing radio, you could just say something one day that you have no idea. People might be taking the wrong way, or just, there's certain things that if you bring it up, you're going to lose half the audience.
Yeah, I mean, and I always try to explain it, because I think if you say something like, I'm happy the NSA is spying, it's not because I like the government. It's because I think that we're a nosy fucking culture, and it annoys me. It makes me sick about us, and we should live in a place where the NSA would be dragged out into the street and killed for doing that, and wouldn't do it. But we don't. We just tolerate it because that's who we are. So it was kind of a statement about I hate how nosy we are, and I hate the fact that we fucking lynch people like Mel Gibson and Alec Baldwin and Donald Sterling for shit they said in private. But if you look into our private life, whoa, hey buddy, and that we should be as outraged by each other spying as we are by the government.
Right.
They're just us. You know what I mean? I'm not even saying that for any other reason. But that was kind of what I meant by it. And people think that I was just some shill whore of the government. It's like, no, that wasn't it at all. I find them repulsive. But yeah, I probably didn't explain it that way. I probably just said it angrily and went, and then just...
Yeah. But there's also that thing now, because of the internet, there's so many opinions out there. And you just wonder if there could have been a Sam Kinison if he was coming up today, or would they have just chopped his legs off for him long before he got a chance to get that act together?
It's a great question. They might have tried. I mean, they went after Sam pretty hard.
They did.
They hurt Dice too. The feminists hurt Dice. Because most of the feminists, and Colin Quinn made this point to me brilliantly, was that they didn't have people went after rap, but a lot of the feminists focused on Dice instead of going after rap. And they thought that was the target. And he lost his 3-picture deal. My cousin Vinny was supposed to be his. He's talked about that.
Well, also, when it's rap, a lot of those feminists are thinking, well, that's just black women. You know what I mean? That's their culture, But when it was Dice, and I went back because when I did the first Unmasked with Dice, I watched a lot of the stuff when he was really huge. And it seemed a lot more gleeful to me than it did at the time. Right?
Yeah.
At the time, I remember thinking, this is fucking kind of weird.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The way, 18,000 people are just screaming out, hickory dickory dock. Yeah. Like a fucking bunch of lunatics, right? But when I went back and watched them, like, okay, I get it more now. It's just people like trying to take this time to just blow off steam.
Yeah, it was an event. It was a concert. It was like, most comedians you don't get to see in a concert. Now it becomes much more common.
Sure.
But when Andrew did it, it was before social media. It was before you know what I mean? It was a harder thing to do when he did it.
Yeah.
And I think it was a little bit more special because he did it just like word of mouth. He was selling
right,
out.
That's true.
He would do a month in a club and sell like 400 seats, a night, every night for the month, but just by word of mouth. I mean, he had that kind of fucking rise.
And when you were touring with him, was like still doing arenas, or
no?
Was it
he was doing
after.
No, and it was a funny thing to watch because we were doing maybe 3,000 seats, 5,000 seats in Chicago. He still had a lot of ability to sell tickets, but he was always talking about the arenas and getting back into the arenas. And it was like, dude, do you not understand what a fucking great career you have? You're doing 3,000 seats. Like, yeah, okay, it's not 18,000, but god damn, just because you fucked Pam Anderson, you can't cry that you're fucking another hot girl who's just not Pam Anderson. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Be happy you fucked her, stupid.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I always wanted him to. Now he's got the show and he's kicking back into gear. But it was like, dude, he had such a great career, I think, and didn't always realize how well he was actually doing.
I love that you just dated yourself by saying Pam Anderson.
Yes, I did. There's so many more socially relevant. All right, let me give it. Kylie Jenner 5 years ago.
Now, again, that's a perfect excuse of something that could be taken out of context. If someone just grab that part of it, you know?
They'd be welcome to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, let them. Yeah, I joked about fucking a 13. Yeah, I did. Yeah. So what? Did you lynch Kevin Bacon and the Woodsman for playing a pedophile? No, go fuck yourself. Don't tell me I can't make fun of it. You can't, with stuff like that, all this outrageous shit,
Yeah.
you got to meet it with revulsion. You shouldn't meet it with like, no, what I was trying. Really, it's a disgusting fake thing people are doing, so they should be addressed the way people are when they're doing something disgusting and fake.
All right. So Jimmy has just made it okay for us all to laugh at the Woodsman now. So.
Oh, no. I was talking about jerking off to it. I wouldn't laugh at that movie. No. But I challenge you to watch it. If it doesn't bubble a little, well, you're a better man than me. What's funny, man? About pedophiles,
Go on.
Fucking Don Wickland's in the back going, oh, no. No, it's not that. No, it's funny. That's not my thing ever. It just doesn't. Innocence doesn't turn me on at all, so I don't get it. And me and Russ Benev's a comedian, were talking. I was talking about pedophiles. I was like, yeah, they should be fucking killed. And and he goes, man, sometimes I'm lucky I don't have that demon. And I thought about that, like, that was such a smart way to look at it. Like, fucking thank God. Like, as bad as I am, and I'm a pervert, I never got, that bug didn't bite me. I can't stand kids. Pedophiles shouldn't be jailed. They should be rewarded for tolerating these little fuckers. How do you do it?
The bouncy houses alone is
Oh, it's awful. Your fucking pocket knife opens, it pops. I don't get it. But I think, it's funny, because I've been talking on stage a little bit about, Charlie Sheen, obviously, and Jared from Subway and Cosby and all these people. And it's almost like, are they really people that were good people that sexual addiction just took them to this horrible, and I'm not excusing, Jared belongs in jail. If Charlie fucked women and didn't tell them he had HIV and he knew it, he should be in jail. But it's like, are these just decent people who become these fucking horrible monsters because they're addicted, man? I'm like, oof, thank fucking God it didn't get that bad. Like, I know where my line is and my lane is, and it's, it's expensive. But it's consensual and it's adult. You know what I mean? Like, it's, look at fucking Africa Bambaataa. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna say I never thought of him. He would do that. I never thought I'd be thinking of Africa Bambaataa again. But I'm amazed by how many people. That's why I don't let people who criticize whatever get to me, because everyone has so much dirt under their fingernails. Some have true dirt, and some are just a little sneaky. So you can't really believe that people are sitting there. That fucking throne, you can't buy it.
Right.
I probably could have said that smarter, and I knew I didn't have a really great point, so I crossed my arms.
That was great. When you cross your arms, I got it. Finally.
Oh, my God. He means business. I think the mask is coming off. This guy's good.
You're free to cry now if you need to. Well, but you always bring up prostitutes, but that's not your...
Yeah, you are. It has become a bit of a theme.
But you are in relationships from at least time to time.
Yeah, I want a relationship at this point. I don't fuck prostitutes. I joke about it, but I haven't... I don't have women, come over and fuck them. It's just too much after a while. But after you start to, the risks become greater and greater and greater. People want you to get them pregnant. People, I don't fuck drunk girls. I don't fuck drunk girls ever. It scares me. It's predatory, and I just that whole dirty for me is fucking look you in the eye and go, my ex had a bigger dick. Ooh. That hurt.
Yeah. Again, is that your ex or hers?
It's amazing how I just keep backing into these. But for me, dirty is a conscious, like a focused. It's always the mentality. So if someone's incapacitated, fucking loaded, it doesn't turn me on. It feels weak and like it does nothing for me. But it's also, it's how you get in trouble too. So I've avoided a lot of trouble on the road. Believe it or not, even though I've done all these stupid things, I've never knocked anybody up. I've never fucking forced anybody to do anything. Again, you have to know what your lane is and stay in it.
Right.
But I kind of want a girlfriend at this point. Like, not one in particular, but I would like to be in one. A relationship because I'm not lonely. I mean, I got a lot of friends, but I miss the familiarity. Like, I see Bobby and his wife, Dawn, and they have a son, and I don't necessarily want a kid at this point, but the idea of just having that person that you watch Game of Thrones with, you talk about how you, that fucking guy hit on you and I didn't do anything, but I could kick his ass. You point to Peter Dinklage. Someone like that, someone familiar.
Yeah, but you've lived alone for so long, you get stuck in you create a life, because you're very adamant about your schedule. I mean, you do stand up every night. You're in doing radio in the morning.
Yeah.
You have your workout time, all that kind of stuff. That kind of becomes your life at that point.
Yeah, and it's really hard. Like, if I have someone come and stay for a day or two, by the second day I notice it. And it's not that I don't like them there. I have to adjust to another person. Like, not that I want to do anything. Mm-hmm. You can only shit in a diner so many times. Fucking, that's what I miss about a relationship, is being able to shit and then laugh as my girlfriend walks in the bathroom after me. That's what I miss.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Like my ex-girlfriend.
You got me crying now.
My fucking ex one time, I took a rotten one, and she fucking goes, I was almost fucking late for work because of your shit smell. Because she couldn't go in and brush her teeth. I was so happy.
Yeah.
But I miss traveling with somebody. Like,
Sure.
If I have to go to LA for something, it would be kind of cool to go with someone, have a girl come, and just hang out. And that's the shit I miss.
Right.
Just the friendship.
Yeah. Well, that's never going to happen for
No,
you.
I know. You got that right. It's funny. No, you don't have to feel bad. I've had this conversation in the mirror, and that's always the conclusion we come to.
But to me, it's the same way if he would told me he was going to make the NBA one day. Someone has to point out to you, it's too fucking late.
Oh, God, he's fucking... I really am dreaming like I'm 22 again. Oh, I'm finished. I'm never going to have one. You're right.
Yeah.
It could be worse.
Well, the last time we did the Unmasked thing, it was with O&A, and it was like a celebration. It was that 20 years.
Oh my God, I forgot about that.
Yeah, it was everybody.
Oh, yeah.
It was like a wonderful, wonderful day, and then 2 weeks later, we found out they were both lying about everything that they told us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And boy, the fans got mad at the stepson, didn't they?
But we all kind of had to make that adjustment. Every comedian who did the show,
Sure.
Everybody that was friends with him, worked with him. But you were the arrow point of that whole thing.
Well, it's funny. Like, for me, it wasn't news. Like, you know what I mean? Like, for the rest of the people, it was news. But I had functioned in that environment for so long. I kind of knew when they were getting along and when they weren't. But it's pretty amazing. People, they were being fake. But, hey, part of it was they did a show for years, probably beyond where they would have if they had just the first time they said, fuck you, and you know what I mean? So it stinks. I still miss the old days and the way it was very much. But, I know. You're right. She said we all do, and you're right. It's one of those things where the fans have gone crazy, and it's a tremendous loss. But I feel it too. I feel it. You think I don't feel it? Like, miss joking with Anthony? Of course I do. And it's not, people shit on Opie, it's all Opie, but it's not, you know what I mean? It was a marriage, and it's easy to blame one fucking guy. Oh, it was him. But it wasn't just him. You know what I mean? It was a fucking. I watched it. I was there. So when I hear people, I don't care if people think Anthony's a fucking a creep and they hate him, or they fucking think Opie's think they hate him or they hate me. That's cool. But it's when they start to get into, well, this is what was going on. It's like I fucking sat there for 4 hours a day and watched what was going on. And I'm telling you, you're wrong. It wasn't just one guy's fault.
Well, we were talking about a relationship and a marriage, and weirdly, doing radio together, two people sitting in a fucking box 4 hours a day is more intense than anything you go through in in a marriage, because you could walk in the other room or you could go back and drink or whatever the hell you do. But when you're in that thing, the stress is always there, even when it sounds great.
Yeah, but I noticed this. People asked me the last time. Opie and I had an argument on the air a while ago, and it was a long one. It was a 90-minute.
Yeah. Because my phone started, are you listening to this?
Yeah.
It's happening again!
Yes. And that was me and Ope separately texting him.
Who was that text meant for, though?
But the people like, did you guys ever talk that over? What happened was the next day, when you see each other, you have to go on the radio together. So whatever you talk, you don't look at it, but it's a weird thing because other jobs, whatever you guys do for a living, you fight with your boss or you fight with someone, you can avoid them and, maybe see them and getting coffee. Right. You don't have to collaborate creatively with them, with people listening. So you immediately have to start communicating in one way or another. It doesn't mean you're going to be friends. Eventually it smoothed over and it was fine. But you just begin okay, we are in this situation where we have to, we're not stupid. It's our job. When you get paid a lot of money to fucking do an easy job. And, it's a relatively easy job. So I don't want to fuck it up.
But it is the same. Everybody who's ever been on a long distance car trip, it's like that, where you're like, you put up with each other for a while, and then finally, just about the time you hit Florida, you're just like, fucking pulling off the road.
Yeah.
You motherfucker, get out!
Yeah.
And that's what it fucking feels like.
And it really sucks because you left from Georgia.
But it probably would be healthier if you did it every state,
Yeah.
But people try to make it, a pleasant situation. So right now, Ant is on vacation.
Yes.
Getting a tan.
Yes, he is.
Yeah. But you and I went and did that kind of farewell show with him, which was a very strange thing, too, to see him going through that transition.
Yeah, well, he and I have always talked. I mean, we in touch several times a week since he's left. I mean, I've never stopped talking to Anthony. And we went and had dinner after the whole last incident where he had the thing with Danny. He and I went to dinner a while later. Because, it's like he's my friend and I love him. But when you're watching your friend, no matter how much you love somebody, when you're watching them self-destruct, it's hard to be around. And I can't rescue people and I can't save people. I wish I could. There's a lot of people I would have stepped in for, and a lot of people I wanted to get sober and I wanted to fix, but I can't.
Right.
And, we both understand the power we have and the power we don't, So he and I went to dinner. We were just talking about it and talking about race and all that stuff. And it was like that's what I wanted to hear from Ant for so long. I felt good for him. Like I knew this is a month before he went to rehab, but he told me he was going to do it, and I knew he meant it, and I knew that he wasn't bullshitting, or if he was just doing a brilliant job of it, and he got over on me. But we were just talking about like the rants and just the whole thing, man. And he just seemed like a guy who was like, every time there's been an issue, it's been because of this, of drinking. And I was just happy to see him come to that place, So I hope it works for him. Because, not just as a radio guy, but it's like, I worked with him for 10 years. We were close for 10.
Right.
More than that, but I mean the last decade, so I'm concerned with my friend, too.
Yeah, and also, because of, but also a lot of people...
What am I going to say?
Yeah, but a lot of people, for you to stay sober, for anybody to stay sober, you have to be available to people at that exact moment. when they need you. A lot of people get mad about that. And you're going, don't you remember all the other things? You're like, yeah, I'm a fucking dick too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's when you support people, probably when they're not doing great.
Yeah, it's easy to support him when he's doing great, but again, when you're friends with somebody, when somebody reaches out for help, you know, or in his own way, I'm responsible for that. Like to be there and you know, it's like I've been given a really good life, and I'm really lucky, and he was a big part of it, and he still is. So it's like if he, you know, you got to help him. You have to. It's an obligation, and it's more important to me than my job even. And it's not because I'm some maverick who says fuck serious. I love working inside. I really do. They're okay with me. They let me do what I want. They let me travel and do my gig. But that to me is I wouldn't be a comic if I was doing that. I would have fucking threw myself in front of a train years ago.
You actually believe that about yourself?
Yeah, and it's not melodrama. You know, a lot of guys are dramatic when they quit drinking. For me, I would have drunk drove and killed somebody. Or killed myself, or I would have just committed suicide. You know, that would have happened so many years ago. There never would have been any of this stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It would have been a non-event. You know, it would have just been one more. You know, it wouldn't have been. But that's what it would have been. So I'm very realistic about that.
But if you did it now, front page headlines.
Yeah, maybe on smaller websites. Esquire. You know? That's a big site, but you know. Oh my God, the buzz on Grindr. Oh, there'd be tears with women tucking all over the country. Daddy put me through college.
Actually, and we'll move on now. You had a pretty exciting night last night. You shot a pilot, right?
I did, yeah. And boy, did Chip Chippers want to just come out right there. Yeah, it was the first one I did for IFC. I'm really happy with how it came out. It was a talk show, and they wanted me to do a talk show for them. And I did two. I shot two over the course of one night, and IFC loved it. And we gave them exactly what they wanted, and they approved all the bits. And then it went to AMC, and they didn't pick up anything that they shot this year for IFC. And they're like, we like him, and here's what we would like to do with him. We would like to do an opinion-based thing where it's like 30 minutes on the same show. They're like, there's a million white guys with talk shows. How do you get people to watch another fucking talk? And they weren't, it's like weird. I didn't want to hear that, but I was like I knew they were right. So the thing I'm doing is kind of an opinion-based thing where I take one subject and break it down, hopefully more than once. So we did white privilege this week because it's not an easy subject to be funny about. But I think we pulled it off.
Yeah.
I hope we did.
Well, I'm sure Ant will disagree with you, but that's...
Oh, yeah. Are you kidding me? He is white privilege. Fucking guy drove down the LIE doing 200 with a cannon on the roof.
Complaining about minorities the whole way.
Yeah. I know. Of course, if the road isn't good, it's blacktop. You know? All right.
So the hope is to do this show once a week?
Again, yeah, I would love to, sure. I feel good about it, and I'm very harsh on myself, and I'm always think what I do is fucking, I have a problem with it, I'm not happy with it, I don't want to promote it. But this one I felt good about. Like, I was like, okay, man, I think we did what we were going to do. The writers were really funny. We had Kurt Metzger wrote, Bonnie McFarlane was a writer, this guy Tom Johnson, Ian Edwards, and this guy, dude Nick Mullen, who's a younger comic and a psychopath, but a really fucking smart, funny guy. So the writers were awesome.
Is Metzger writing everything on the East Coast these days, though?
He's just, he's a weird, like, you won't hear from him for 12 hours. You know, and he's always late. You know what I mean? He's always frazzled, smoking his fucking stupid electronic cigarette with his Garfield eyes. He's a real creeper. But he's very prolific.
Oh, nice.
You know, and he writes well for me. Like, a lot of guys write for me and they try to write too dirty. Like, they try to write stuff like, you know what I mean? And then I fucked a baby and threw it in front of a butt. And I'm like, this is a network show. Like, save that for my documentary. But no, but yeah, they write too dirty, and Kurt's dirty, but I think he's really funny dirty, and he's honest dirty. I love how he writes. And even once in a while, he'll write something like, "No, I can't." But like when even jokes you don't use, you understand that's the tone I like. He writes in a great. He's very harsh. He throws big fucking punches when he writes. He's really good. So he's a guy that people use.
And you did this Indiegogo thing for Chip, right?
I did, yeah. Oh, what a success! But you know, it was the thing with the Indiegogo thing. It was we asked for $200,000. I didn't want to ask $200,000 at all. There was a company you go to, Indiegogo. They were very nice. They were very honest. Nobody was trying to be shitty. And I met this guy, and he runs the page. He starts the page. He goes, I think he's done big campaigns. You should ask for $200,000 because, man, a lot of times you have to pay out the shipments and the fucking merchandise that you're promising people. And he goes, that can cut into a third of your money. So I'm like, all right, I could probably do the whole project for about 100. But if I get extra money after I pay everything and I have like an extra 40,000 or 50, I'll fucking upgrade the animation or I'll do an extra episode. It was never going to go in my pocket. Mm-hmm. People think I was going to steal it. So we wound up getting 60 grand, which I was literally fine with. I mean, the fact is, you know, people don't want to fund something. They're like, do it yourself if you fucking believe in it. So they gave me 60 grand. I have to pay out a lot of the perks, which my manager is organizing all of that. There's hundreds of people. And so all that stuff will be sent out. I'll probably have 40 left, and I'll make as many episodes as I can. But the people had some good criticism of it. Some of it was just people being dicks, but some of it was right. Like, you know, I see Chip. Anyone who thought that didn't represent Chip, you have to realize that represented Chip better than anything you've ever seen. But you don't see Chip like that. I forget that people see him different. I live this fucking asshole. Like, that's the world. And that's it, you know. Yeah. And people blame my ex Jen, like, oh, she fucked it up. Chip wouldn't exist this long without. Do you understand the amount of text messages she gets from Chip? I'll be having a real conversation with her, and I'll just write her. She'll be like, oh, that was really funny, and then she'll just get, sis, what I say. And she writes back, fucking Chip, stop hijacking the compliment. She talks to him. Like the fact that Chip's a compulsive liar, that came from him. So there's so many things. But I listen to people because, you know, the people who see it from the outside see it different than me. And a lot of them said that they didn't like Chip being in that scripted sense. And I understood that. Because when I saw Borat, I didn't like the movie. And it wasn't that it wasn't good. It made $100 million. But I liked Borat when I knew it was unscripted, when I knew it was totally free. Mm-hmm. And even though a lot of Borat was unscripted, I felt like the movie had I just didn't like that there was a story. There was no way he could have fixed that to make me happy because the basic core of it, I wanted different. So if that's the issue with certain people, they'll never. But I may have figured out a way to incorporate some outside stuff with Sam's the guy I want to sit down and talk to because Sam interacts with Chip very well. I have not given up on the animation.
Yeah. By the way, I don't know which one is more annoying. Chip or Sam.
Fuck yeah, he's a piece of garbage. You ever hear his show? It's like listening to fucking like fucking like lights get hot or something. Yeah. You know, I love, by the way, people will yell for me to do Chip on stage, and I do him on stage, and I do fucking Kirk and Uncle Paul. And it's so funny when I do Chip, and a lot of times, like, I know they're expecting something good, and he'll be like, fucking, like it's literally, he'll look at the hat, NY, New York, what do you think you're a state? And it's like, wow, he really stinks. Yeah, he does. He's not an anti-hero like Alex in Clockwork Orange. He's an unfunny bag of shit who ruins everything. So I want to capture what makes people like him. So I really did read a lot of the comments on Facebook and email and stuff, and I didn't agree with all of them, but I was open to it because people who love Chip and were harsh about it see him in a way that I don't. So I want to kind of figure out what that is. But that's still happening. I still want to do it because I'm never going to not do dumb Chip. And if I do more episodes and it goes nowhere, I already have an option to sell it. There's somebody who wants to do it. I just don't know if I want to do it where this person wants me to do it. I may just want to do it on the internet, so they can't tell me don't do Uncle Paul. And Jelly, the kid, nobody knew who the kid was, but I do Jelly as much as I do Chip when I'm chatting with Jen, and Uncle Paul always wants to molest Jelly. And literally, she'll be like, Jim, fucking stop. Like, it's not funny to her. Like, I'll say, it'll be like, Jelly will write, like, child, like, letters to her. Like, Uncle Paul told me to go with his friend to the hotel, and she gets so fucking mad that Uncle Paul has prostituted this 5-year-old who doesn't exist.
This is like 10 times weirder than you blowing hookers.
Yeah, well, those things aren't mutually exclusive, Ron.
So, the company that you kind of turned down, Pixar, you really, but this will just be you.
No, it wasn't Pixar. See how Chip has no irony, just ruins the moment?
Yeah. But this will just be you releasing this on the internet yourself.
Yeah, basically like I've done everything else for 26 years, just tossing a Frisbee into indifference. Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do with it. But either way, it's like I'm okay. I like the act I'm doing now. I'm creatively, I hate to say creative, but it's like I'm very fucking busy. And it's like I probably had the busiest 2 months I've had my entire career in this last couple of months between the getting ready to move and fucking doing the Chip animation and getting ready to shoot another special. It's going well. And I still find ways to be depressed about it, miserable and self-hating, but it's irrational. Like, life is very good.
Yeah, I didn't even notice that with you because Louis C.K. and Amy Schumer are doing so great. So I had no... So you've been doing stuff too. That's great, Jimmy. That's great.
Yeah, but Louis, like... I mean, who the fuck wants to deal with 17,000 people at night?
It's too much.
Oh, God, does he have a good career. But no, it's funny. When you look at those guys, those are the relative comparisons. So it's easier to feel shitty. But I feel really, I just feel great about where things, like, and I'm not a guy good at taking lemons and making lemons. I'm really not. I'm good at taking lemons and squeeze them into the cut on my dick. I'm not pick myself up by my bootstraps. I'm wallowing it, motherfucker. That's the guy. But when I'm logical and I look at it, and I look at a lot of the guys I started with, the majority of them have stopped doing comedy, or they never made... it's funny, weird things snap you into it. Colin said something when he did the keynote address in Montreal a couple years ago. I think it's something, I'm paraphrasing, but it's something that I wish I was still grateful that I make a living doing this. Like, if you I forgot how important that was at one point, just to be being a comedian. And it's all I ever wanted to do. It's the only dream I ever had was to be a comic. And I got it, and I make a good living at it, and I have fun doing it, and yet I still find a reason to fucking snivel. And it's just like, shut the fuck up, you ungrateful twat. Like, I get really mad at myself for being so ungrateful when I've been given so much, And yeah, I work for it, but it doesn't matter. A lot of guys work for it and nothing happens. A lot of it's good luck too,
Sure.
So it's like sometimes you got to remind yourself, like when new guys come up to me and they're like, dude, I'm 35 and I always wanted to do it. I'm just like, just do it. Just fucking try it. I always encourage new guys, and I'm always heartbroken by guys who started and then quit. Because I got married, I didn't want to do it anymore, but I'm coming back now 15 years later. Not that getting married was wrong for them, but the fact that I feel like they gave up on their dream. And that one makes me very grateful that I didn't do that. Like, I've done a lot of shit wrong, but that's one thing I didn't do wrong.
Right.
It's like you look at that like, all right.
Right, but at the same time, that's...
Arenas, yeah.
Yeah,
You're still in them.
arenas. But they also have a personal life that you were talking about earlier that you actually gave up for this.
I did, but the advice show straightens me out on that one when they call in, my wife don't want to fuck me. So I hear a lot of bad stuff too.
Yeah.
So I don't look at married couples and go, "Oh, you lucky dogs." I'm just like, it'd be kind of nice to be in a relationship. I'm not obsessed with it. Because I hear so many bad things happen. And how do you not cheat with fucking Tinder and Facebook and Twitter and all these ways of connecting and communicating and hooking up with people? It's very difficult to not lose focus on the person you're with.
Right.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
At least that's what every girl I fuck tells me.
Well, we got to wrap this up, but it was really a lot of fun, too.
Thank you for
just
having
sitting
me.
down and talking to you again, man.
Yeah, I loved it. I forgot we did the one with O&A, too. I thought we hadn't done it since 2007.
Yeah, we did oh, yeah, you're always good with numbers. That's great.
Yeah.
I always forget that.
I should be better with them, considering how much they come into play in my life. You said 250.
Well, I'm gonna give you something that you brought up. October. Have you decided? Do you know?
I don't know. Sirius contacted my agent to talk, but I just don't know. I'm not a good negotiator. There's something else I'm going to do, which hasn't been announced yet. It's unrelated to Opie and Anthony. It's not interfering with Opie and Anthony either, or as people, but. I don't know what I'm going to do with Sirius. I mean, I may stay, but they haven't come with anything, so I don't know. Part of me thinks they want me to go. I'm paranoid about that shit.
Sure.
So, no, I'm not saying. I don't mean like that. I'm only saying my own thoughts.
Yeah. Well, your thoughts and also management.
Yeah. Please. Then look at the money. They'll say like the fans will get over it. They're not going to cancel. We still have hits one. I've never been delusional about my power in the business.
Yeah, that's true, right? No one should be.
No, when I say I'm going to walk, people always let me.
Well, it's time to walk now. Jim Norton, everybody. Let him hear.
You binge shows, you binge podcasts, you binge snacks at 2 a.m. So why not binge comedy? Introducing SiriusXM's Comedy in Full, the new channel where the laughs don't stop at 5-minute clips. We're talking full stand-up specials, back to back to back. No skipping, no short clips, just the entire show, the way comedy was meant to be heard. Ready to start your comedy binge? Open the SiriusXM app and stream Comedy in Full now.
We're still here playing these songs.
One of these nights,
They are attached to special memories in people's lives.
gonna be a heartache tonight.
Check into the Eagles Channel, Hotel California.
Welcome to the Hotel California.
We had no idea that it would affect as many people as it did.
The musical world of the Eagles, guest DJs, and a fan-voted countdown. Hotel California, now on Channel 105 and the SiriusXM app, wherever you stream.
Ready for big fun? Start for free at Chumba Casino. Sign up and enjoy a welcome bonus with gold coins and sweeps coins to explore hundreds of online social casino games, all from your phone. Spin, play, and discover something new whenever you feel like it, with no downloads needed. More games, more ways to play. Let's Chumba. Only available in permitted states. No purchase necessary. See terms and conditions for details. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21+.
Yeah, Mike Slater. My dad passed away at the age of 63. He was in great health. Was out of nowhere. Had a stroke. And super hard, obviously, for the whole family. But my dad had life insurance. So even after he passed away, he was still able to provide for my mom. And of course, by extension, my brother and I. This is why I have life insurance for my family, for my wife and 4 kids. And the best place to get life insurance is ethos.com. Because you can do it in 10 minutes. And there's no medical exam and no blood test. Just a few health questions. 10 minutes. You're covered. Your family is covered. You can get $2 million in coverage for $2 a day. That's a 10-year term life policy for a 35-year-old healthy, non-smoking male. We don't like to talk about death in our culture, but everyone's going to die. You are going to die. Get life insurance in 10 minutes so your family is protected. Ethos, E-T-H-O-S, ethos.com/free. Rates may vary, billed monthly. Ethos.com/free.
ZipRecruiter is the place. ZipRecruiter is the place for talented teachers, savvy software developers, and master mixologists. ZipRecruiter is the place where you meet all these people and more. That's because ZipRecruiter is the place for job seekers who are looking for new opportunities. In fact, ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day, so you can find the right candidates right away. It's no wonder that ZipRecruiter is the place for skilled skydiving instructors, accomplished airbrush artists, and proficient pediatricians. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter to hire, you're missing out. ZipRecruiter is the place that's so confident it can make your hiring easier that it lets you try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/comedy. So if you want the right candidates for all your roles, ZipRecruiter is the place to go. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/comedy. That's ZipRecruiter.com/comedy. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. I don't know if you knew this, but anyone can get the same premium wireless for $15 a month plan that I've been enjoying. It's not just for celebrities, so do like I did and have one of your assistants switch you to Mint Mobile today.
Visit mintmobile.com/radio. Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
Faction Talk 103, it's the Bennington Show!
SiriusXM, more true crime, all in one place.
A lot of blood all over.
You can still feel the murder in the house.
With Dateline,
the true crime original.
2020.
Welcome back to True Crime Vault.
Crime Junkie.
Stories of lives cut short.
Crime Stories with Nancy Grace.
We've been working so hard on it. I'm so proud of it.
SiriusXM is free now through June 1st. Tell your friends and family. Just press the button in the car and listen. Visit SiriusXM.com/listen free.
Ready for big fun? Start for free at Chumba Casino. Sign up and enjoy a welcome bonus with gold coins and sweeps coins to explore hundreds of online social casino games, all from your phone. Spin, play, and discover something new whenever you feel like it, with no downloads needed. More games, more ways to play. Let's Chumba. Only available in permitted states. No purchase necessary. See terms and conditions for details. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21+.
Hey, Jeff. Looks like your business is really booming, even in a tough time for businesses like ours.
Hey, Mike. Yeah, thanks to LendSeek, our business was able to take care of some outstanding bills and taxes and to purchase inventory and expand our product lines.
Wow. You know, my business needs working capital, but only from a reputable company that I can trust and count on. How does LendSeek work?
Fast and easy. Just apply at lendseek.com. Their AI lending platform gave my business access to over 100 funding programs with one simple application. And it costs nothing to apply.
At lendseek.com, you can receive business funding with no collateral, no prepayment penalties, and no restrictions on how you use the funds. Whatever your funding needs are, seek no more. Our AI lending marketplace has you covered. If you've been in business at least 1 year with annual revenue of at least $250,000, you could get the funding your business needs in as little as 24 hours. There's no obligation, so apply today at lendseek.com. That's LENDSEEK.com.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. I don't know if you knew this, but anyone can get the same premium wireless for $15 a month plan that I've been enjoying. It's not just for celebrities, so do like I did and have one of your assistants switch you to Mint Mobile today.
Visit mintmobile.com/radio. Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
Here's the deal. The tax code is famously complicated, so it's easy to see why so many people fall into debt with the IRS every year. Now they're stuck dealing with the most powerful collection agency in the world on their own. The IRS can garnish your wages, seize your bank account, even take your home or business. Scared? Worried? Overwhelmed? That's where we come in. We're Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm. We have resolved over $3 billion in tax debt for our clients. Our licensed award-winning professionals deal with the IRS every single day. We protect our clients and prepare them for the best possible resolution. And guess what? We love doing this. We're real people who enjoy helping other people when they need us most. Give us a call.
Call 800-370-8283. 800-370-8283. 800-370-8283.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Faction Talk 103. It's the Bennington Show.
You know what's something that is like a trope that really bugs me is the teenage girl trope that is in all shows and movies where she is like, I hate my parents. She's nothing but disrespectful. She just wants to listen to her music. And then she's just like, you're a lame dad. I don't want to spend Christmas with you. She's just mean-spirited. She's hateful to her siblings. I've known a lot of teenage girls, and I was one once, and I would not say that this is the majority, and yet it's 100% of the teenage girls in shows and movies.
Yeah, supposedly the teenage girls are embarrassed of their family and embarrassed of the things that their families do, like vacation-wise or Christmas-wise.
Right. Here's the other thing I think is weird. Most often, the eldest girl of the family is like a bit maternal. She has the connection to the parents. Like, they usually tend to be like a good between siblings and parents. They tend to be maternal. And here's another thing. This is never a three-dimensional character, because I can tell you, if a teenage girl is often rebellious, and let's say they have secrets. Teenage girls have secrets, things that they don't want their parents to know. You're not going to act like an asshole to your parents because you want these secrets hidden. You're not going to act rebelliously because you're like, if I do what I need to do and I act nice with everyone, they're not going to be sniffing around my business. This is more often than not how teenage girls behave.
I can speak for myself. I had two distinct personalities, one at home and one out on the streets.
Yeah, that's the truth. It's normally not just like, you're lame, Mom. Like, this is not, like, it's so strange.
Did you guys ever see the movie Face Off with John Travolta and Nick Cage, when they had to take their face off? Their face off. Well, John Travolta, I guess, was Nick Cage. Yeah. So John Travolta was like the nerdy cop dad. And then Nick Cage came home, but it was really John Travolta, but with Nick Cage inside of his body. And then he started dancing around to Papa's Got a Brand New Bag. And the daughter thought it was cool, even though this music was 35 years before she would have become
It makes
aware.
no sense. Made no sense. I guess my dad is cool now.
Because he likes music from 1966.
Also, it's a bit literal, isn't it? Papa's got a brand new bag. I mean, at no point did they go, I see the sentiment.
Papa's got a brand new face. All right, Stanley, you got a trope that doesn't work since you're the one who ruined cats drinking saucers full of milk to us.
I apologize.
Because you're a nerdy cat woman who votes the wrong way.
If this is a trope that's ridiculous. If anyone's injured, someone has to rip a bandage in half to then fix the wound when you're losing half of your bandage.
All right, I'm going to give you another one along this. So Bruce Willis, could be shot or stabbed, but he only cringes when they put something on the wound, right? If they pour a little whiskey, he's like, but we saw you get shot. And you were pretty fucking cool about it,
Right.
You handled it.
They're just like wincing through stitches, but like they've just had an open wound on their arm for like 2 hours of the movie.
That is true.
And you're right, a tourniquet does come up a lot in a movie where someone is like, or like ripping their own clothing, which they do with great ease, by the way. They rip the sleeve off their own shirt like it's nothing. And I'm like, that would take a while. It'd be difficult. You're like, do you have something sharp just to start the tear? Because this is very difficult.
By the way, let's suppose they're giving, like a woman is getting birth. Why do they start ripping up things? I've been around for a few births, and I never said, give me the pieces of cloth that you've torn.
Yes. Well, are you kidding? Like, one of the biggest ones is just like, woman is totally fine. Water breaks. Baby is born what seems like 30 minutes later. You're never that lucky, dude. This is not how it goes. It's not like, oopsie, my water broke. I'm in labor, and then the baby's coming right now. No. You're 2 days in this shit.
How about me? Because, like, when your mom was having you, I got so nervous I ran into the car with the suitcase and drove away. And then had to come back together.
License to drive style.
The van is always like an idiot, no fucking help guy every time in every movie.
Okay, what about this one? Walking away from explosions without wincing at all. Like,
that's the way I am.
Just like, I mean, like, not even like just a little jump. They're just like,
yeah.
Also, they don't even turn to look at them. They're not like, wow, that really blew up. They're just like, I'm walking away.
That's done.
You know how loud that would be?
I try to look kind of sexy when I'm walking next to like a hot woman.
That would be so funny to see in an action movie, is them running as fast as they could from the explosion and covering their ears, all hunched over like, it hurts.
What about this? They're walking away cool and a piece of wood just comes and goes right through their fucking neck. Ow!
I'm going to need one of those tourniquets.
Yeah.
Here's a good one. I think this happens a lot on like the CIS shows when there's some sort of, I don't know, like camera footage, and they're like, let's close in on that. Enhance. And it's just like, it's impossible. Like, that just doesn't.
No.
It's not fucking.
I mean, have you ever zoomed in on anything?
Doesn't matter what it was shot on. Enhance.
Yeah.
And any hacker scene is just totally fucking insane. It's they don't know.
Come on, baby, let me in. Let Daddy come in and get some lunch.
Papa's got a brand new bag.
Huh? Now, here's the thing too. If somebody's a hacker, they'll go like this. Let's just say I played a lot of video games in the 80s, and I'll be like, so did I. Picked up nothing about coding. Didn't pick up a single coding thing. And all the fucking asteroids and Miss Pac-Man I played can't help me hack. Oh, I'll give you one that drives me fucking crazy, and it's never stopped. Someone's going to give a speech, they tap the microphone, and there's feedback. 100%.
Yes.
Now think to yourself, when's the last time you heard fucking feedback from a microphone? 1940s?
Then they clear their throat. They look all nervous. Yeah. Everyone's staring at them like, why did you make that feedback? And then they get their shit together and they end up saying something pretty good.
Yeah, they get warmed up. I don't know. I don't do real good talking around people. But I think we could go out there and beat Suburban High this weekend. Yes. But the feedback thing is like, if you got feedback once, you're probably going to get it throughout the speech.
Something's fucked up.
Like, the speech is finally getting good, but the feedback still continues. I'm like, you guys are hearing me or no? Is that too... No one's getting this?
Maybe stop touching the microphone. Let's go to Jeremy, North Carolina, a trope that you love.
Hey guys, I was just going to kind of respond about like these movies where people are shooting guns indoors, like how loud that is. If you've ever been to an indoor shooting range, the ringing is unbelievable. With like, imagine not having any hearing protection.
No one thinks. Yeah, they're still talking, and they're even doing a line before they shoot the guy, which is
like in a whisper.
Really, yeah, it's really a horrible thing. Like, I get that you shot him, but did you really need to fucking get a good line in? But that's really funny. Like, hey guys, we're going in. Make sure everyone puts their hearing stuff on. We don't want to have any damaged eardrums. It's not something you can really recover from. Kenny in Tennessee.
Yeah, I'm a big car guy. I can't stand when they're shifting gears about 30 times and the car's automatic. Or
I know.
Down the road, and you can see the column is in park and they're still driving down the road.
Yeah. Also, like, they're going like 135 miles an hour and they shift, and you're like, what is this next gear? Where the fuck are you right now? That is hilarious. And I don't know how many cops are really great drivers. I mean, I'm sure they have to do an average amount of driving in their job. But a detective? I mean, a detective might only be in like 2 or 3 chases in his entire life.
Yeah, for some reason they're all highly trained on the road.
Yeah, where a patrol guy was probably driving a lot more than that detective.
Right.
Also, I was just watching one of those fucking shows, the ones where the people are already dead. What are those shows? They show up, there's a dead body, then they start working backwards from there, right?
Like forensic shows and stuff?
Yeah, the forensic shows. The light conversation that they were having as walking up on a dead body, I'd be like, hey, guys, a little fucking respect. His wife is right over there. That guy's wife is like 12 fucking feet away. You don't even seem like you're a human right now.
We have to have some sort of protocol.
Hey, Rich, you're on Bennington.
Hey, buddies, what's up?
Yeah, good. You're on the air, Rich.
I'm sorry, man. Yeah, it's with another thing with driving in the movies where they do the over-exaggeration of the turning of the steering wheel. If you did that once, you'd be in the center console.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They are fucking turning hard.
They're turning hard. And even when driving straight, they still have like a little rhythm going back and forth. Like, it's like as though they're like going through tiny little cones in between, back and forth. It's so weird.
That's something a little kid does when they pretend to drive. They're just swaying the wheel back and forth the whole time. Hey, Eric in Colorado, what's up, buddy?
Hey, Bennington.
Hey,
Bennington. So the one that always gets me is the shootout where they fire 900 rounds before they ever reload. Where do they buy these guns from? Because I want one so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of times it'll be just a shotgun, and they're just fucking blasting over and over and over.
100 times in a row.
Yeah. And also, you ever notice these guys will reload without looking at the gun? And I heard Arnold Schwarzenegger saying that he worked on that constantly. You know what I mean? Like, that's something that he wanted to be able to do without looking down or having to jam for a second. Like, fuck.
That's so funny.
Chris in D.C.
Hey, buddies.
Hey, buddy.
I'm thinking about every time there's a heist movie that there's elaborate planning. There's we have all 72 exits figured out and alarms, but then they always hire one jackass with a loose cannon and fucks it up for everybody. I don't understand that.
It's true. One guy just goes
so planned.
One guy tries to sexually assault a woman in the middle of a fucking heist. By the way, I was saying this about New York, and it was kind of exciting, is that bank robberies are back since the pandemic.
Wow.
And the last bank robbery, they got $750 from the bank.
That doesn't seem worth it.
No, I think it's a fucking automatic nickel if you're robbing a fucking bank. That 5
That's
years
felony.
is the minimum.
Yeah.
And you're going to do that for $750 when we could just sit here and hold up this diner right now, with all these people. Go around, take their wallets. Scott, North Dakota.
Hey, guys.
Yeah.
I was just wondering if you ever noticed that anytime you see a farmer in a movie, they're always their only vehicle's like a 1949 Ford that Grandpa wouldn't have drove along to the museum.
That's true. They have fucking
Kinda
millions
wonder
of
who's buying
dollars
all the
of
new pickups.
Yeah, they have millions of dollars of farm machinery, but for some reason, when they're driving into town, it's in a rusty old fucking bucket. That is hilarious, man. That's really true.
All right, I've got to add this one because this is one that's just bugging me now. So in an action movie, there's always somebody who's telling someone else, it's usually the male to the female, saying, you have to trust me. There's no time to explain. I feel like you could take a second. Like, I understand we, the viewer, probably don't want to hear it, but I've seen it so many times. I'm like, give her some context of what's happening. Like, anything.
Get out of the car and start shooting at people.
And they're okay with it. Like, they're just like, what? And then they get in. But then they don't sit in the car and just start going, no, you need to tell me, like, what's going on? Who is behind us? Why are we running? Like, they never push for it. They just accept it. And then they're like, yeah, I'm in this now. Why?
Look, I'm on your side. I just think there could be other possibilities than us fucking... Here's one, too. They hate each other, and then they fall in love. Most of the people that you hate, you stay hating.
Yes.
At best, you will tolerate them, but not. I would think the worst thing you could do is try to be in a long-term relationship with someone you fight with all the time.
It's one of the most common romance, like period piece, and then just rom-coms, is enemies to lovers. This is so rare. So rare do you meet someone who's been married for a long time and you go, oh, how did you guys meet? And then they're like, we truly loathed each other. Truly.
The first time your mom met me, she slapped me across my face. Eric in New Jersey.
Hey, guys. Interesting segue into what you just talked about with the instant hate into love is any sex scene ever, how ridiculously quick it takes for the guys to get ready and then how it flows together so quickly. Like porn stars do that for a living and it doesn't work that well.
Right, that's true.
The get ready is really funny. Like, I want to do this, but you need to get me in the mood. Never happens. They're just instantly go time. Yeah. And then I don't think any, like, after sex scene has ever been comfortable. It always just looks like that's not what that looks like at all.
No.
There's no
you're
cleanup.
right. Yeah. No one will ever say, oh, you seem unbelievably dry. Do you have a, I don't know.
Right? Or, like... No woman hops up. Like, they just lay there and cuddle. No woman hops up and goes, I'm going to pee because otherwise I'll get a UTI. I'll be back in just 2 minutes.
Don't listen while I pee. Big Elon Musk on Twitter, which I think he's going to end up getting a suspension. I'm going to be honest. I'm not keeping up with everything there, but I think this is the number one thing that they hate on Twitter.
Hates it.
Says one of the best tropes is that unattractive girls become hot simply by taking off their glasses. Also, no one seems to notice how hot she was before. But as soon as the glasses are off, they lose their mind.
Also, like, when someone takes off their glasses who truly needs glasses, they squint at you. And that's never attractive. Like, usually, they would just make a squinty face.
I remember when I was a kid, I was like 14 or something, and making out with a girl who took off her glasses, and I just kept seeing these indentations on her fucking nose. And I just wanted her to put the glasses back on.
Glasses back on, please.
That'll be the movie that we shoot. Will it be like, we'll see an unattractive girl, and we'll go, let's try putting your hair up and some glasses on. That is
Now
so
you're
much
interested.
better. That is so much better. John in Florida. John. Hey, John.
There's one thing that I can't stand in movies. It's how often they have throw-up scenes. I think, 10, 15 years ago, that was this great shock scene that they would put out there where they would have somebody throw up. Now, it's the hackiest writing there is. It comes on at times like somebody will fail a math test and then they throw up. And
They throw up once, too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They don't fucking empty their guts.
It's also good because, it also reminds me the amount of fainting that happens in movies. I mean, when I was a kid, I just thought most adults faint because it's just constant.
All right, here's the thing. Let's suppose I want to go be in a gunfight with the bad guys. And Chris, my guy, you know what I mean, who I worry about, he's saying, no, I'm coming with you to be in this gunfight. And I don't want him to get hurt. So I take the butt of my gun and I smash him in the skull. And so he's safe and unconscious.
It's very easy to knock someone out. No one just rolls over and goes, what the fuck did you do, dude? You nearly broke my nose. You're
sorry.
just keep hitting them. I thought this would knock you out immediately.
I come back from winning the gunfight and I find out that Chris's brain has been bleeding for the past hour, and he went into a deep coma.
Please help me.
On disability for the rest of my life now.
Then the doctors are saying, "What happened?" Well, I didn't want him to come with me, so I simply knocked him out by bruising his brain. Kevin in New Jersey.
Hey, Ron. Hey, Gail.
Yeah.
Thank you for the love and laughter. How about in every movie they eat with chopsticks when they eating Chinese food, no matter what movie or whatever TV show?
Here's the thing. They're always eating out of the boxes, right?
Yeah.
I've ordered Chinese food so many times, and never do we all just start eating out of the boxes together. I want to. I want to be in a comedy fucking room where everyone is just saying witty things and pulling fucking noodles and rice out and eating. It never happens.
And I guess
People are
that's
like, we
when
have
you
paper
think
plates.
It would be kind of weird too. I'm just sitting here eating a lo mein, which is just chopstick to mouth and then hand you said lo mein. It does seem a little weird that they do that.
I think it works. Let's go over here to let's go to Jason in Wisconsin. Jason. Jason
just dropped.
Here is Chris in South Carolina.
So I was the idiot guy that crashed his car, totaled the car on the way to the hospital with his pregnant wife.
Oh my God, you're kidding.
No.
You're kidding me.
I was in Niagara Falls driving on the escarpment right by the gorge during an ice storm. I had to borrow my parents' car because my car was a jalopy and theirs was better and wouldn't crash. So I totaled their car. He had to go to the hospital in the ambulance.
Oh, this
deliver my daughter.
Oh, I mean, thank God. You know what I mean? This could have been a much worse story.
Yep.
Oh
no problem. Went to the hospital. She was delivered 2 hours later.
I will tell you this. I probably would have then left the hospital and never come back.
I failed at getting my wife safely.
I am a failure. Jose in Virginia. What's up, buddy?
Hey, Bennington. The trope that drives me crazy. And they used to do this on the X-Files all the time. They go into a dark room looking for clues, and they're using their flashlight. And I'm like, dude, turn the lights on.
Here's the other thing. X-Files, what were those, laser fucking flashlights? The light did not expand around the room, but just had this really tight pipe-style light.
Also, this just made me think of another one that I haven't thought of in a long time, but Nobody waits for backup. You call for backup. What do you got? 4, 5, 6 minutes tops until you get your friends there? But they call for backup and then they go in alone. And nothing good happens then.
What about Texas, where they call for backup and then they all stay together as long as they possibly can?
Yeah, that's their method.
Rooney in Kentucky. Rooney.
That's supposed to be Ronnie, but that's fine.
Okay.
What about the never-ending foot chase when they can actually, no matter their body type, they're in the greatest ultra-marathon shape ever. They jump buildings, hurdle cars, and sometimes even get hit by a vehicle, and it doesn't stop them. They just run forever.
It's really fucking true that I don't think any cop would dive from one building to the next trying to get to the fire escape to get some fucking guy. When they have a radio. They could all radio ahead and say he's in the other building now.
Also, like the amount of cops that are just taking fences, I just don't think they do it. I think they see a fence, they go, shit, he's gone. Like they're always just scaling fences and jumping over in movies. And I just don't think it's. I mean, one time when I was a kid, the cops came over to, like, I don't know, they thought we were smoking weed or something. Like, he didn't even get out of the cop car. He shined the light over and just started going, come here. Come here. We had to walk over and we're like, he didn't even get out of the car. Like, if we had to hide something, it would have been gone by now, dude. Like,
when I was a kid, there was a TV show. It was very popular, and it was a private detective, and his name was Cannon. And Cannon was a huge obese guy, right? Mm-hmm. And every week he would chase and run down some guys and then beat them up. And at no point did Cannon be like, fuck, now that I caught him, I just don't have the air to fight both of these guys. It was great. It was great TV because everybody would bring it. You would feel smart, even as a child, that no, Cannon was not going to run down this teenager. Jason in Wisconsin.
Oh, that was Jason who dropped.
Oh, okay. Joe in Chicago.
Hey, Bennington. How you doing?
Hey, man. Good.
All right, so I want to continue on with the Chinese food from a second ago.
Sure.
Have any of you ever heard of this? I'm going to call it an urban legend that apparently these Chinese food boxes unfold into plates that you're supposed to eat on.
Well, here's the thing about that. It would be better in a box. You know what I mean?
Right. Just make it shaped like that. Like, why do we have to do the folding?
If you take it all the way down to a plate, then what are you going to do when you need leftovers? You're not going to put that whole thing in the refrigerator. But yeah, no, I do remember hearing that before, but I've never seen a human being do it. I seen Stanley sit with a cat on his lap like a weird old cat lady. You know?
There's nothing weird about that.
You look like Nancy Pelosi with that dumb cat on your lap.
And because you own a cat, it means you want to marry a cat, and that's not Christian.
There's nothing wrong with marrying a
cat. That's true. Let me tell you this. You ever see Jesus with a cat? No. Jesus had a dog all the time.
Really?
Yeah, he had a pit bull.
Of course.
Oh, shit. Jeff in Denver.
Bennington.
Hey.
Hey. So the one that always gets me is when you're watching an action movie and you always have a team leader that's giving his team the plan, right? And he says, okay, wait for my signal and you attack. And they say, what's your signal? And he always says, well, you'll know it when you see it.
Why don't you just tell me what the signal is?
Yeah, well, can you just give us 100% of the plan so we know what's going on?
Why take us this far up to knowing everything and then leave one part for mystery?
How many times have you just saw that somebody gets asked for their gun and their badge all the time, and you're like,
right there in the middle.
Yeah, and you're like, well, my badge is, I think, in the car. And I think I dropped the gun.
Ray
in Georgia. Hey, Ray.
Hey,
Hey guys, first
Hey.
of all, my sincere condolences to you guys.
Oh, thank you.
Second of all, the car crash scenes. They could roll the car over 5 or 6 times, and they both always look at each other and go, "You're fine. Yeah, I'm good. Let's go." And they jump out and run
Yeah.
away. They never
I
seem to
know.
be killed when they should be killed in a devastating car crash.
Yeah, you never, like, if you've actually been in a car crash, it's horrific, and you really don't feel like getting out and running.
Yeah, they're not even shaken up. I mean, like, forget like the physical damage. Like being in like a very minor accident can just like
Yeah.
shake you to your core. They're never that, or never just being like, "Oh, my shoulder's out. Now I have to go through the rest of this movie with my shoulder out."
You know, there's never even a thing of like being in a gunfight. I mean, it's like I'm so fucking weirded out right now. I could have died. This is insane. I mean, I came so there was literally 3 people shooting everywhere I looked. There was another person shooting.
Just like have one person in the action movie who can't get
Yeah.
over that they saw someone killed earlier.
Yeah.
I saw a man die right before my eyes, and you guys are just moving on.
Yeah, that is a really good point. No one ever reacts to the trauma that's taking place.
Nope.
I was in a building that exploded. I don't think I want to do this anymore. Let's go over here to John in Lindenhurst. John.
Hey, Ron, big fan.
Yeah.
Hey. How easy it is to hotwire a car. You'd figure by now one of us would know how to do it, or how easy it would be.
Not only have I never hot wired a car, I don't even think I have a friend that I know who knows. Like if I said I need you to come over and hot wire the car, I would have. I know you take the steering column off sometimes. Sometimes you just
See
see me
that?
go under the hood and press a couple wires together.
Yeah, they do make it look very easy, very fast. And, like, also, it's a great way to know a woman is cool, too. Like,
Yeah.
you're in a jam in this action movie, and she's like, "Yeah, my dad worked on cars." And she just knows how to hotwire a car. Like, it's one thing if your dad worked on cars, but why do you know how to hotwire a car?
Here's another thing that they do in movies, and this really annoys me. So if they want to show that a woman is like a guy's girl, right? And like she likes football, she'll just know a bunch of facts. You know what I mean?
Yes.
She'll be like, Wilbert Montgomery was drafted by the Eagles in 1979. You're just like, well, that doesn't mean anything to me. You're basically Googling at me.
This chick is cool.
Yeah, but they just know a series of facts.
Right.
Brandon in New York.
You know, however you watch CSI, it's that
Yeah.
one word that's bad. It's enhance, and they zoom in the photo, and it gets clearer and clearer the closer it gets.
So
Enhance, yeah, enhance. We should have
Chris-
thought of that.
Chris, you should have said
Enhance.
that.
But I'd like to know what was the first movie that did that? Because they just steal from that movie. This would be like a cool YouTube fucking channel where you go back and try to find the first place that a trope started. Because here's one. There's a joke that fucking drives me crazy, and it's probably in 500 movies where they'll say, if I told you, I could tell you, but then I'd have to kill you. And they say it like we all haven't seen movies before.
Right.
Like the first time I probably did laugh. And now I'm just enraged when I hear it.
There's an action movie trope that it's a line that's said in hundreds of movies, right? We've got company. Here come the bad guys.
yeah.
We've got company. They don't care that we've heard this in every other movie. And, like, are they quoting a movie, like, when they say it? Because it's not something you would say. It's like Like, that's not the best way to say we're all going to die right now, is to say we've got company, right?
Yeah.
But, like, who said it first? Because we're obviously, everybody's quoting that just, you can't even say a specific movie that says it. It's just all action movies. Someone goes, we've got company.
All right, let's be in the same movie together. You see two bad guys coming and you say it to me. Yeah.
We've got company.
Oh, shit, that isn't company. That's some people that are coming here to kill us. When you said that, I thought you were like some folks were just stopping by, maybe for a visit or maybe for a cup of coffee or something. Those are trained murderers, and they're coming straight at us. There's always a scene where a cat lady is talking about the environment.
So true.
A, cats are fun. B, the environment's messed up right now, you know?
See? You're falling right into it.
Yeah, you're
There's
a cat
nothing
lady,
wrong with
dude.
falling into this.
You should try to be a January 6th guy with a cat under your arm just to break some of these stereotypes. CJ in California.
Hello, Benningtons.
Hey.
So first of all, my condolences to both you and
Thanks.
Gail.
Thank you.
And hopefully not Earl. But I used to watch Castle when it was on, and it used to crack me up when they would have somebody who's a witness, and they say, you know, if you sit down with a sketch artist, can you describe them? And the sketch that they come up with was like a photograph. They would, you see like a court, court artist, it looks like stick figures. But when they sat down with this Castle sketch artist, it was it was like Picasso did this. All
right.
Not Picasso, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Picasso is probably a bad thing. But also, like, even thinking of it this way, Chris Stanley and I have been working together for probably 4 years.
Much longer
Every
than that.
single day, would I be able to describe him to a sketch artist to be able to write it up? I don't think so.
Do you know, I had this thought very recently, because you remember a couple months ago when I found out this thing about some people cannot see, pull up visual images, and when they meditate, they don't literally see visual images. And I was like, this is something that bothers me, because like I realize I'm that kind of person. I can't see these things. So I'm like, I would not be able to describe to someone a sketch like, oh, okay, who was the guy who robbed the place? I'd be like, brown hair, I guess. What did his nose look like? His nose? Like, you want me to pull up an image in my mind of his nose? I can't. I physically can't do that.
I would just say, I don't want to describe because he was a minority, and I don't want to look like the guy describing minorities.
The feature would have to be so crazy that I took note of it, right? Like, they would have to like have the world's weirdest nose for me to have even paid attention to it at all.
Yeah. I couldn't describe the girl's nose from Dirty Dancing. I wouldn't be able to do it.
It's changed. Before or after.
But that's what we should do. We should just get a sketch artist to come in, and then we'll try to describe Chris and see how close they
I would
get.
love that.
Hey, Chris in New Jersey, what's up?
How are you?
Hey, buddy.
I always love in these movies, especially in superhero movies, where they just get into massive fights and they're a regular human, and they get like hit by something, thrown into a car, dent the door, and they get up. Whereas in real life, the rest of us would just be laying there writhing in pain.
Well, most people, if they get into a fight, are exhausted in about a minute of going at it with another human being. Most bar fights are over very, very quickly.
Well, because it's not just about being hit. It's like throwing hands is exhausting.
Everything and the adrenaline that comes up. You're not used to handling that kind of adrenaline. I mean, if you look at football players, they play, 15 minutes of action over the 3-hour thing, they're exhausted at the end of it. They haven't just been two men running into each other, two very large men pushing each other. And they're like, fuck, man, everything hurts. I'm so fucking tired right now. Timo in Toronto. Timo. Hey.
Yeah, how are you?
Good, man.
Can you get me?
Yeah,
we got you. We're with you perfectly.
Hello?
We
All right, looks like it's not working. It's not working,
just
Timo.
think about about in the movies when the cops are going after bad guys in the dark with their flashlights next to their gun. Why isn't the bad guy just sit in the dark and shoot at the flashlights? It's like the same reason soldiers didn't light too many cigarettes in the foxhole.
Yeah, that's a really good
Get him.
thought.
He's the guy with the flashlight.
Yeah, shoot right above the flashlight because that's probably where his head is. You know, he's looking around. So don't shoot directly at the flashlight. Shoot his face. Should be about 2 feet above the flashlight. Jeremy in South Carolina. What's up, Jeremy?
Hey, how's it going?
Hey.
One that always gets me is whenever they need blood for whatever ritual in the movies, they always want to cut right across the palm of their hand, the worst possible place to cut.
That's a good point. Why not take it from like the thigh or something? You're like, I need this. I need this hand for touching and feeling.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be tough to heal right there on the palm because I open and shut my hand so many times that I'm probably gonna reopen this wound
constantly.
That is a fucking good one.
All my nerve endings are here. Like this isn't a good spot for this.
Dave in St. Louis. Dave.
When they finally escape the bad guys and they make it to the elevator, the doors close, and it goes down 2 floors, and the bad guys are standing there, the doors open, and they're gone. How did they get in the ceiling within 15 seconds?
Yeah, there's you ever look up in a lot of elevators and there is no trap door there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I always look up to go, well, maybe we can get out of here if this thing gets stuck. No, you're staying in that box until someone comes.
That's a good point. They disappear. So obviously, if you've got 2 people, one person hoists the other. But how are you going to expect the arm strength of the first person who went up to pull them up within seconds?
I would just say, even if they came to rescue me, I'd go, did you bring some kind of little rope ladder? Because I don't want to have my shoulder pulled out. Jim in Missouri.
Everybody. So,
hey, buddy.
Anytime somebody opens up a computer program, runs a program in the movies, it always starts up right away. There's no problems. They don't have to wait for something to load.
It's just
like
crashed.
bada boom, bada bing, man. It just starts right up. It's like I wish every computer worked like that.
It is true. It is true.
Like they sit down at the computer, like, wait, what's the password? Like, shit, I can't even get into this computer. Like, they can run into anyone else's.
The password is normally love or God.
Faction Talk 103, it's the Bennington Show!
Looking for hard-hitting coverage of stories the other guys won't touch? Tune into Sam Roberts Show.
220s. Put in somebody's hand, you can get anything in the world done.
Sam and his team are pounding the pavement, cutting through the noise, and tracking down the scoops that the competition can't get.
And then you get in this room and people are like, I don't even know what frame mugging is. And you go, the wool has been pulled over your eyes.
Sam Roberts Show, where the spin stops and reporting begins.
Anybody who's taking a bath to wash themselves is kidding themselves.
Weekdays 8 to 11 a.m. Eastern on Channel 103.
Remember that prom dress you got at the mall? Those pictures you took on film. One channel brings it all back. Prom Radio. Musical memories from proms in the 90s. Decades later, they're just as sweet and only a little cringeworthy. Prom Radio. starting Thursday on channel 300 for a limited time on most radios and year-round in the SiriusXM app.
Guys, if you want the greatest night of your life, I mean your best night ever, then you gotta hear this. There's a great ED pill out, and it's from the makers of Viagra. It's their ED pill called Viagra AGV, and it's unbelievable. It works super fast in as little as 12 minutes and lasts up to 12 hours. Plus, it's FDA approved and safe. You need to try it for yourself. It's unreal what it does to you. Viagra AGV crushes every other ED pill, and it's endorsed by the head of urology at the prestigious Cedars-Sinai Hospital in Beverly Hills, Dr. Dudley Danoff. Every man alive needs to try this amazing, remarkable Viagra AGV pill at least once. It's beyond belief. Then you'll know why men are going crazy over it. So if you want to have the most incredible night of your life, you can't miss this. Go to scoreblue.com and try it while supplies last. Go to scoreblue.com, scoreblue.com. That's scoreblue.com. Viagra AGV is available only at scoreblue.com by prescription, no doctor visit.
Here's the deal. The tax code is famously complicated, so it's easy to see why so many people fall into debt with the IRS every year. Now they're stuck dealing with the most powerful collection agency in the world on their own. The IRS can garnish your wages, seize your bank account, even take your home or business. Scared? Worried? Overwhelmed? That's where we come in. We're Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm. We have resolved over $3 billion in tax debt for our clients. Our licensed award-winning professionals deal with the IRS every single day. We protect our clients and prepare them for the best possible resolution. And guess what? We love doing this. We're real people who enjoy helping other people when they need us most. Give us a call.
Call 800-370-8283. 800-370-8283. 800-370-8283.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
When emergencies happen, cell service is often the first thing to fail. Towers overload, signals drop, and suddenly you can't reach the people who matter most. That's not just frustrating, it can be dangerous. Rapid radios are built for moments like that. These rugged, easy-to-use radios connect over a nationwide LTE network, helping you stay connected virtually anywhere. With no contracts, no monthly fees,